Alright guys, today we're going to be going over some of the most popular 10mm handgun options on the market. You got the Glocks, both the Glock 20 and the Glock 40. You got the Sig P320 X10, and then the Smith & Wesson M&P 10mm 2.0. All of these are absolutely awesome guns. There's a few that I definitely prefer one over the other. We're going to come out here, we're going to shoot them a little bit today and talk about which ones we like best. So one of the biggest things we see with 10mm handguns is going to be the fact that people like having something that's going to pack a lot more power than a 9mm, but still have a lot of great capacity when they're out hiking, whether they're out bow hunting or they are rifle hunting. Where we're at here in southeastern Idaho, we see a lot of incidences with grizzly bears, unfortunately. Having something, both bear spray and a sidearm, is pretty important out here in Idaho. So starting off, we're going to talk about the two different Glock options. So first off, we've got the Glock 20. This is going to be pretty much Glock's newest 10mm offering. It is going to be in a Gen 5. It's going to have a 15 round capacity with, I believe, a 4-inch barrel on this guy. They are optics ready right out of the box with the Gen 5, something that you didn't get with any of the Gen 4s in the Model 20. Personally, this is probably my favorite 10mm handgun. I'm very used to the Glock platform in general. It just runs awesome for me. I'm used to the triggers, and I carry a Gen 5 Glock 45 and 19 quite a bit as well. So for me, this is one of my favorites. I feel like the recoil impulse is very smooth. It is a little bit bigger in my opinion, size-wise. I've got pretty small hands, and sometimes I do feel like I wish it was just a hair smaller. Moving on though, we're going to be talking about the Glock 40. So currently, this is just available in a Gen 4. It still is going to be optics ready. This is the only 10mm Glock in the Gen 4 that does come optics ready out of the box. It is going to have a longer barrel on it as well, quite a bit longer than the 20. You get about an inch extra length. That's going to really help with velocity. So if this is something where you're wanting to actually handgun hunt, the Glock 40 is going to be an awesome option. It does have a little bit smoother of a recoil impulse in comparison to the 20, but I do feel like that extra mass up top does make it feel a little bit slower to cycle compared to the Glock 20. Moving on, this is going to be the Sig Sauer Xten. These have been out for about 2 years now. These are really awesome options if you want something that isn't going to be a Glock. It has a little bit more mass up top in the slide than a standard P320, so it's helped soaking up that recoil from the 10mm. It's not enough mass like the Glock 40, where I feel like the cyclic rate gets slow on it. Out of the box too, it is going to have night sights. It's going to come cut for an optic, so you've got a lot of options. The other thing I absolutely love about the P320 X10 is going to be the grip size. The grip on this is going to be a lot smaller in circumference in comparison to either the Glocks or the Smith & Wesson M&P, and it makes it really easy for people like me with smaller hands to get a really good purchase on the grip and shoot it very comfortably. I don't ever find myself feeling like I wish I had a smaller circumference grip in comparison to other stuff on the market with the X10. It's ready to go and it's comfortable out of the box. And then last, we've got the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 in 10mm. This, just like all the other options here, it is going to be optics cut, but it is going to have raised sights. So if you're somebody that likes running an RMR or a Delta Point Pro or one of the Hollow Sun red dots up top and you want those co-witness sights, this is a pretty good option. Right out of the box, it is going to co-witness with your optic, and the 3-dot sights make it pretty easy to find the target just on its own without a red dot. I do appreciate one thing that Smith & Wesson did, which is that front sight blade on the 3-dot sights is a little bit thinner than a lot of other options on the market handgun wise, and I think it just makes it a really easy handgun to shoot. That being said, the M&P 2.0 I think has the stoutest recoil impulse of any of these guns here on the table. They do have a performance center model that's going to have an upgraded trigger and a ported barrel. That ported barrel in the M&P 2.0 is awesome, and I think makes for a really well-rounded gun that's probably going to be the quickest shooting 10mm on the market in my opinion. This though is just the standard model that we're reviewing today, but yeah, I think that the M&P 2.0 is a really good option. It's probably not my favorite option though. Out of all these, like I was saying earlier, if I had to pick just one, it's probably going to be the Glock 20 Gen 5, just because of how used to the Glock Gen 5 platform that I am. I don't necessarily think that any of these guns are one better than the other. What it is going to come down to is user preference, what you're comfortable with, and what you can shoot the best. Group size wise, I shoot the 20 tighter than any of these as far as groups go on target. I'm a little bit of a Glock fan, but don't let my prejudice sway you one way or the other. At the end of the day, these are all great options. They are all reliable enough that you can go out in the woods, you can trust these with your life, and ultimately, whether you're defending yourself from a bear or you just want something with more power behind it, they're all great options. The other awesome part too is that if you want to get your hands on any of these, try them out and shoot them, all 4 of these guns are available for rent in the range. So come swing by, come try them out, see what you like the best, and then we'll help you get all hooked up with a new 10mm.